Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the sonnets, and today we've got sonnet number 80, which says, "Oh, how I faint when I of you do write, knowing a better spirit doth use your name, and in the praise thereof spends all his might to make me tongue-tied, speaking of your fame. But since your worth, wide as the ocean is, the humble as the proudest sail doth bear, my saucy bark, inferior far to his, on your broad main doth wilfully appear. Your shallowest help will hold me up afloat, whilst he upon your soundless deep doth ride. Or, being racked, I am a worthless boat, he of tall building and of goodly pride. Then if he thrive and I be cast away, the worst was this, my love was my decay." So this is another self-deprecating one where Shakespeare, the speaker, is talking about this competition, this sort of competition that's going on between himself and all of these other poets that are writing about the fair youth. He starts out and he's like, this kind of kills me to know that somebody else is writing about you and possibly doing it better, and so much so that like I'm afraid to even talk about the fact that I'm writing about you. And then he spends much of the rest of the sonnet equating the fair youth to the ocean, to the sea, saying, your love, your worth is as wide as the sea, so you can hold up great big tall ships like him, and you can hold up sad little dinghies like me. And he's like, even, I can even hang out in a little eddy or tide pool, like where the water's really shallow because I'm this tiny little boat, whereas he gets to see the full depths of you out in the middle of the ocean where, there's more to it. So, which hints a little bit at the physical being versus the spiritual being, or the inner bits that we've had that whole comparison to before. And Shakespeare's like, and if I get shipwrecked on your sea, it was the fact that I loved you that killed me. So some of the analyses that I read of this was like, he's okay with the fact that it would have been his love that was his undoing, but he says the worst was this, my love was my decay, which almost hints at like I love you even though I wish I didn't have to. Sort of a thing. He understands that his love of the fair youth is going to be his own undoing, and is maybe not super thrilled about that. I don't know. Take that last line however you want. Take all the sonnets however you want. All of us that, myself, all of the scholars that I've been reading about who've been doing these analyses, we could all be wrong. There might be something else in there that we're totally missing. But anyway, that's the fun of poetry, right? I'll see you tomorrow for Sonnet 81. Mwah.